We are living in an era of unprecedented technological advancement. Robotics and artificial intelligence are rapidly evolving. These technologies are no longer confined to science fiction, they are becoming increasingly integrated into our daily lives. From self-driving cars to virtual assistants, intelligent machines are changing the way we live, work, and interact with the world. This rapid integration of intelligent machines into society raises profound ethical questions. As we delegate more tasks and decisions to machines, we must carefully consider the potential consequences. What are the ethical implications of autonomous vehicles making life or death decisions on the road? How do we ensure that AI systems are free from bias and discrimination? These are just a few of the many ethical challenges posed by the rise of intelligent machines. This essay will delve into these challenges, exploring the moral dilemmas and potential solutions as we navigate this uncharted territory. The goal is not to shy away from these complex issues. Instead, we must engage in thoughtful and informed discussions to ensure that the development and deployment of AI serve humanity's best interests. The future of AI is not predetermined. It is a future that we are actively shaping through our choices and actions. By addressing the ethical challenges head-on, we can harness the power of these technologies. We can create a future where AI benefits all of humanity. One of the most prominent and ethically charged applications of AI is in autonomous vehicles. These vehicles, which are designed to navigate without human intervention, are at the forefront of technological innovation. Self-driving cars promise increased safety, efficiency, and accessibility. They have the potential to reduce traffic accidents caused by human error, lower emissions through optimized driving, and provide mobility to those who cannot drive. However, they also present us with complex moral dilemmas. The integration of AI into our daily lives brings forth questions that challenge our ethical frameworks and societal norms. A central question revolves around the programming of autonomous vehicles in unavoidable accidents. How do we encode moral decision-making into a machine? Imagine a scenario where a self-driving car is faced with an unavoidable accident. The car must make a split-second decision that could have life-altering consequences. It must choose between hitting a pedestrian crossing the street or swerving and endangering the passenger. This scenario, often referred to as the trolley problem, is a classic ethical dilemma. How should the car be programmed to react? Should it prioritize the safety of the passenger, the pedestrian, or attempt to minimize overall harm? Who should make these life or death decisions? The programmers, the manufacturers, or the passengers themselves? Each stakeholder brings a different perspective and set of values to the table. These are not merely hypothetical questions. They are very real dilemmas that engineers and ethicists are grappling with today as they work to create guidelines and standards for autonomous vehicle behavior. They are very real dilemmas that engineers and ethicists are grappling with today. The decisions made in these discussions will have far-reaching implications for the future of transportation. Some argue for a utilitarian approach, programming cars to minimize overall harm, even if it means sacrificing one life to save many. This approach focuses on the greater good and the overall reduction of harm. Others advocate for a deontological perspective, arguing that certain actions, such as sacrificing a passenger, are inherently wrong, regardless of the consequences. This perspective emphasizes the importance of moral principles and the inherent value of human life. The ethical implications of autonomous vehicles extend beyond these extreme scenarios. Everyday decisions made by these vehicles, such as how to navigate traffic or respond to unexpected obstacles, also carry ethical weight. There are concerns about liability in case of accidents, the potential for hacking and misuse, and the impact on employment in the transportation sector. These issues add layers of complexity to the ethical considerations. As we move towards a future with more autonomous vehicles on the road, addressing these ethical challenges is crucial. The decisions we make now will set the precedent for how these technologies are integrated into society. Open and transparent discussions about the ethical guidelines for autonomous vehicles are essential. Engaging a diverse range of voices, including ethicists, engineers, policymakers, and the public, will help ensure that these technologies are developed responsibly. We need to consider the values that will guide these technologies and establish clear lines of accountability. This includes creating robust regulatory frameworks and ethical standards that prioritize human well-being. The decisions we make today will shape the future of transportation, and have a profound impact on our lives for generations to come. By addressing these ethical challenges head-on, we can pave the way for a safer, more equitable future with autonomous vehicles. The increasing use of AI in warfare raises a whole new set of ethical dilemmas, challenging our traditional understanding of combat and human involvement. Military robots, also known as lethal autonomous weapon systems, are capable of selecting and engaging targets without human intervention, fundamentally altering the dynamics of the battlefield. This raises serious concerns about the erosion of human control and the potential for unintended consequences, such as the loss of accountability and the unpredictability of machine behavior in complex scenarios. Proponents of military robots argue that they can reduce casualties by removing human soldiers from the battlefield, thus potentially saving lives and reducing the emotional and psychological toll on human soldiers. They also contend that robots can be programmed to follow the rules of war more strictly than humans, minimizing civilian casualties and collateral damage, and ensuring a more ethical conduct of warfare. However, critics argue that removing human judgment from warfare is inherently dangerous, as it eliminates the nuanced decision-making that humans bring to complex and rapidly changing situations. One of the main concerns is the potential for accidental escalation and the risk of starting or intensifying conflicts, as autonomous systems may misinterpret actions and respond inappropriately. Machines lack the ability to understand complex situations, interpret human intentions, or exercise judgment in the heat of battle, which can lead to catastrophic errors and unintended consequences. This can lead to miscalculations and unintended consequences, potentially causing significant harm and escalating conflicts beyond control. Another ethical concern is the issue of accountability, which becomes murky when autonomous systems are involved. If a military robot commits a war crime, who is responsible? Is it the programmer, the manufacturer, the commanding officer, or the machine itself? This question complicates the legal and moral landscape of warfare. Is it the programmer, the manufacturer, the commanding officer, or the machine itself? The ambiguity in assigning responsibility poses a significant challenge. Assigning responsibility and ensuring accountability is crucial for upholding international law and preventing future atrocities, making it imperative to address these issues before widespread deployment. The development and deployment of military robots represent a significant shift in the nature of warfare, transforming how conflicts are fought and raising profound ethical questions. The ethical implications of this technology are profound, requiring careful consideration and robust debate to navigate the moral complexities it introduces. International dialogue and cooperation are essential to establish clear ethical guidelines and regulations for the development and use of autonomous weapon systems, ensuring that their deployment aligns with our shared values and principles. Section 4. The Algorithmic Eye. Privacy and Surveillance in the Age of AI. The proliferation of AI-powered surveillance technologies raises significant concerns about privacy and civil liberties. Facial recognition systems, predictive policing algorithms, and other forms of AI-driven surveillance are being increasingly deployed by governments and private companies alike. These technologies are becoming more sophisticated and pervasive, making it easier to monitor and analyze the activities of individuals on a massive scale. While these technologies can be used for legitimate security purposes, such as preventing crime and ensuring public safety, they also have the potential for misuse and abuse. The line between security and surveillance can often become blurred, leading to a society where individuals are constantly watched and monitored. The deployment of these technologies must be carefully managed to prevent overreach and protect individual freedoms. While the intention may be to enhance security, the consequences of unchecked surveillance can be far-reaching and detrimental to a free society. They also have the potential for misuse and abuse. For instance, surveillance footage can be manipulated or misinterpreted, leading to wrongful accusations or invasions of privacy. Facial recognition systems, for example, can be used for mass surveillance, tracking individuals' movements, and even predicting their behavior. This level of monitoring can create a sense of paranoia and fear among the public, as people become aware that their every move is being watched, and even predicting their behavior. This predictive capability, while potentially useful for preventing crimes, can also lead to preemptive actions against individuals who have not committed any wrongdoing. This can have a chilling effect on freedom of expression and assembly. People may hesitate to participate in protests or public gatherings, fearing that their actions are being recorded and analyzed. Another concern is the potential for bias and discrimination in AI-driven surveillance systems. If these systems are trained on biased data, they can perpetuate and even amplify existing inequalities. This can result in certain groups being unfairly targeted or monitored more closely than others. If these systems are trained on biased data, they can perpetuate and even amplify existing inequalities. This can lead to systemic issues where certain communities are disproportionately affected by surveillance measures. They can perpetuate and even amplify existing inequalities. For example, predictive policing algorithms trained on historical crime data, which often reflects racial biases, can lead to over-policing of minority communities. For example, predictive policing algorithms trained on historical crime data, which often reflects racial biases, can lead to over-policing of minority communities. This not only undermines trust in law enforcement but also exacerbates social tensions, which often reflects racial biases, can lead to over-policing of minority communities. The impact of such biased surveillance can be profound, affecting the daily lives and freedoms of those targeted, can lead to over-policing of minority communities. The increasing use of AI in surveillance raises fundamental questions about the balance between security and privacy. The increasing use of AI in surveillance raises fundamental questions about the balance between security and privacy. It is crucial to establish clear legal frameworks and ethical guidelines for the use of these technologies to prevent their misuse and protect fundamental rights. It is crucial to establish clear legal frameworks and ethical guidelines for the use of these technologies to prevent their misuse and protect fundamental rights. Without proper regulations, the potential for abuse remains high. Transparency and accountability are crucial. Individuals should have the right to know when and how AI systems are being used for surveillance purposes. This knowledge empowers citizens to make informed decisions about their privacy and security. Individuals should have the right to know when and how AI systems are being used for surveillance purposes. There should be clear mechanisms for redress if their rights are violated. Ensuring that there are avenues for accountability helps maintain public trust in these technologies. There should be clear mechanisms for redress if their rights are violated. This includes having access to legal aid and the ability to challenge surveillance practices in court. Only through such measures can we ensure that the use of AI in surveillance respects and upholds our fundamental rights and freedoms. Section 5. When robots decide. Bias and discrimination in AI systems. AI systems are often touted for their objectivity and impartiality. However, it is important to remember that these systems are created by humans and are therefore susceptible to human biases. If an AI system is trained on biased data, it can perpetuate and even amplify those biases in its decisions. This is a significant concern in various domains, from hiring and lending to criminal justice and healthcare. For example, an AI-powered hiring tool trained on a dataset of predominantly male resumes might unfairly disadvantage female applicants. Similarly, an AI system used for risk assessment in criminal justice, if trained on biased data, could lead to harsher sentences for individuals from certain racial or socioeconomic backgrounds. Addressing bias in AI systems is crucial for ensuring fairness and equity. This requires careful attention to the data used to train these systems, as well as ongoing monitoring and auditing to identify and mitigate potential biases. It also requires a commitment to diversity and inclusion in the teams developing and deploying these technologies. Furthermore, it is essential to establish clear mechanisms for accountability and redress. If an AI system makes a biased or discriminatory decision, there should be clear procedures for challenging that decision and seeking recourse.